master bedroom right now. In this room, when we first bought it, it was really dark and it was full. This whole house was full. So we had a bed here, and it had a lot of contents on top of the bed. But as we actually started taking away all this stuff, there was actually more and more layers. So they actually put a comforter, and then there's piles of paper and newspaper underneath that. You take that layer, and there's another layer of stuff underneath it. So there was just a lot of stuff under the bed, in the bed, just contents here, the tables, the furniture pieces, all this stuff was stacked up. Boxes, shoe boxes and QVC buys, and just it was full of stuff. The windows were basically mostly covered up. On the large window there in the front, there was the large, they had big drapes and large curtains that kind of stuck out and just kind of intruded on the room. So like all the space just felt like it was starting to just come in and smother you. Once we moved all that stuff on, so we recycle as much as we can, we give away, donate as much as we can. The rest of it was pretty easy. We came in, we paint the ceiling, so this is 2 coats of ceiling white up here, just to, one primer and one kind of for color, just to kind of encapsulate all this. We came in, we primed the walls, we used a tinted primer, and then we painted the walls, we used agreeable gray. We put in new trim. We popped off all the old trim, all the old doors, and put in new trim. We used the taller trim, just think it looks nicer. We put the shoe molding around here just to give it that extra touch. And then through here, in this floor, it was all carpet. This whole place was carpet. And the carpet was pretty dirty. So we had to take all that up, take up all the tack strip. We put down this luxury vinyl tile, we call it LVT. The interesting part, when we do it is we came up with a pattern. But since this is one continuous area, we actually took a part of the hallway here and we created a line. We said, okay, this whole place isn't straight, but we're going to call this straight. And we actually use it as our line. So if you look down at any point, we have a pattern. So you'll see the certain pattern of how this floor comes together, just to add another detail of how all this stuff kind of flows and goes in each room. And one of the fun parts was we had to make this whole room and come over and tag it into the hallway, and it was kind of fun being able to take a real complicated cut and slide it into place and having that work. First time, no additions to it, so it's kind of neat to see all that come together. So yeah, in the master closets here, I don't think when we got here, I don't think that we could put any more shoe boxes in. This thing was just packed to the brim of it. So we just painted it, cleaned it up, make it look clean and safe. So this is the master bath. Again, all this stuff was pretty full when we got here. We use this kind of as any condo, any house we buy, we want to have a place to go to bathroom. So we use this one. This was a later project, so we could adjust the other one first. But we came in, new toilet, new vanity. We looked at this is acrylic surround, it was in good shape. So we actually enameled it. She gives a warranty, a lifetime warranty on that. We got new fixtures to go in there. We put in a new, so this is a semi-frameless. Semi-frameless just means there's no frame on the door, but there is here. So that way it's clean and big, and a lot of natural light that comes in. This actually had the old 1970s soffit lighting, so we took that out, kind of created some more space, more breathing room in here. Painted the ceilings, the walls, the new outlets, the new switches, all new stuff that comes with the faucets and drains and all that stuff. So that's master bath. All right, so here's the second bedroom. That goes a lot more in this one than the other one. So when we got this one, this was the prime room that they were living in. There was a couch, and this was the main TV area. Again, it was full of contents, right? Carpeted floors. It was actually this kind of this crazy orange and white textured paint. We just did the same thing. We came in, painted the ceilings. We primed the walls, cleaned those up, came up with a agreeable gray here. This is actually where we started the whole flooring idea. So after some of the paint was done, we started the flooring, and we carried it out through the whole condo this way. New doors, new trim, new outlets. And this room was pretty straightforward. The biggest part was probably tackling all the contents and getting started, because there was a lot of stuff to unfold. As we look in the closet here, here's a nice walk-in. It was a lot of contents to remove, but this is great storage for shoes and clothes and all that fun stuff that people will need here in the future. Doors, I'm a big fan of these 2-panel doors. A lot of people are doing the 6 panels. I like the 2 because I think it gives a richer look. And I don't have to paint as many crevices. Alright, we are in the hall bath. This one, there was a lot of stuff to come in and do here, but we made it look all pretty easy and big. Again, this was yellow, but it's a nice acrylic unit, so we came in, added some new features there. We gave it a lifetime warranty acrylic finish. New toilet, new vanity, new lights. Light-wise, I went with these, they look like Edison lights, meaning you could see the filaments to them. But because I didn't want the bulbs on it, I wanted everything to have a little bit more light. They're exposed filaments, and they're LEDs, so you actually have a huge amount of savings with that energy-wise. Gives off bright white, has a cool feel and texture to it, so we stayed with a gray pattern. But all of our grays actually have a brown hue in it, so you could actually go with any colors on the walls or any different features you want. But clean, safe, well-used bathroom. Again, stay consistent with 2-panel doors. And added some toilet paper for staging and functionality. In here, this is the kind of the main area, the main living areas. We're given this huge, great space with this vaulted ceiling. And also all this natural light just comes pouring in. When we first got here, it was very, very full of contents that a lot of these features weren't really highlighted. So we came in and painted and kind of exposed more of it. So like all this light could actually pour in instead of being segmented. They had a lot of big furniture and big wall coverings that kind of cut down some of the space. I'm actually looking at the staging here, and they did a really great job of opening up and showing what personality and life could look like here, and how like living sequences could be. But in here, once we removed all the contents, we did our paintings again. I think we did about 3 coats of ceiling white on this one just to make sure it had a real white look. You can actually look down here and you can actually see that line that we created of all the seams kind of coming together there. That weaves into every room and every spot just so it has a nice structured look. So from this area we walk in, our dining room. When we looked at this, we decided that it was kind of clunky, and I'm a big fan of having all of our space more usable for entertaining. We actually took out all the cabinets that were actually on that little soffit. They had some recessed lights that came in with this LED lights that you could actually shine and glimmer off our granite countertops there. But with all these open concept lights and the exposed filament, it really adds more of that light feature, so you feel like you can see what you're doing, regardless of where you're at. Looking in here on the kitchen, we opened it up so you have more lines and more visibility, but we wanted to keep some of the clean and structured look that we have. This is one of I've used this faucet a few times with these concepts of it. It's kind of like reminds me of the Hobarts working in commercial kitchens, but it has the cool functionality of how this all comes together and sprays and some of the power and stuff that it has. So I don't know, maybe I geek out on some of this stuff. But we put it in granite. It has some cool looks to it. Has some speckles. I typically do most of my stuff with granite and under counter sink just because it adds a cool little look of flair. But Yeah, gray walls in here, white ceiling. I'm a fan of these white shaker cabinets. I got these from Hannah Realty Co. He has a terrific line. It's all wood. There's no particle board there. But I like the straight lines, the squares. We came in with these longer subway tiles. We actually had a pretty stud guy put those in. Brad came in, and this is normally I do white on white for my backsplash, but I've been seeing some people use a darker color. I liked it, so I did it. We used stainless steel, all matching Samsung from our friends over at Home Depot. We have a electric stove, microwave, refrigerator, and a dishwasher here. So kind of makes the smaller galley kitchen, by taking out this little space here, it really opens it up so you could actually hang out in the dining room and kitchen and kind of cook and create some memories here. So that's the space. We stayed consistent with our LED lights, making sure all the colors are the same. Even from these little LED, because right now a lot of people still go with halogen, but they just create so much heat, so these are actually still pretty easy to do.